Hi everyone, I thought I would take you today through another basic stitch that you will come across in a lot of your crocheting. It's actually a little bit, it's basic, but it's not beginner basic. It's probably a little bit more experienced beginner. So, and the reason why I say that is it's because it's never usually the very first stitch we show you. It's usually a couple of stitches in. And it just requires a little extra looping, I guess we'll call it. So you're going to have your selected yarn, which in my case I just have some medium size 4 weighted yarn. And for this tutorial I'm using my favorite hook, which is a 5mm hook. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see everything okay with the blue yarn coming through here. Okay, so to begin we're going to start with a slip knot. And this stitch doesn't require any set multiples of numbers, so just for this tutorial and a sample, we're going to do a chain of 10. We're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we started with the slip knot and then we chain 10. And I always recommend being a little bit extra relaxed in your initial foundation chain row. It's very easy to sometimes get a little bit tight on that. Okay, once you have your chain of 10, we are going to chain an additional 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the reason why we chain an additional 4 stitches is because 4 stitches is generally the height of a triple crochet stitch. Now, once you have your 4 extra chains, you're going to find the 6th chain from the hook. So make sure to count back. You never count the hook, you never count the loop on your hook. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the 6th chain from the hook, we are going to do our first official triple crochet. That's going to require you to yarn over 2 times, just like that. You will then have 3 loops on your hook. With those loops, you want to insert your hook into that 6th chain that we sawed out there, okay? You will then yarn over and pull through. This will give you 4 loops on your hook. Okay, it'll look something like this. Now we will yarn over and you're going to pull through the first 2 loops only. That will leave you with 3 loops on your hook. Then you will yarn over again and pull through the next 2 only. You will have 2 loops remaining. So I want you to notice that we've been pulling through 2 loops at a time. We're going to yarn over and then pull through the last 2 loops. And there we have created your first official triple crochet. So like I said, you had pulled through 2 loops at a time. We did that a total of 3 times. And I'm deducing that is the reason we call it a triple crochet. So I know you're thinking this is looking a little bit funny right now. Don't worry. Let's go and do a couple more of these to finish off our sample row. So to begin, we always yarn over 2 times. We want to always have 3 loops on the hook to start. We will find the very next stitch, in this case the next chain, insert our hook, yarn over to pull through. 4 loops are now on your hook. Okay, you'll yarn over again and pull through the first 2 loops only. That leaves you with 3. Next we yarn over, pull through 2 again, leaving you with 2 loops, and we yarn over and pull through the last 2. So you can see it's quite a tall stitch. Compared to, let's say, a double crochet. Okay, so you can see now as we do a few more stitches that chain 4 is coming along there. Okay, I'll do it one more time with you and I'll take you through to the end of the round there. So let's do it one more time, and then I'm going to let you finish the round, and I'll show you how to go on to row 2. Row, not round. Okay, so yarn over 2 times. Then find the next stitch, which is right there. Insert your hook. Yarn over and hook the next loop through. 4 loops are now on your hook. Okay. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops only, leaving you with 3. Yarn over, pull through the next 2, leaving you with 2. Pull through, yarn over and pull through the last 2. So there you have it, the triple crochet stitch. So pause the video and go ahead and finish this round. So you should end up with 10 triple crochets. Remember, this chain 4 counts as 1. So I'll meet you at the end. So at the end of your row, your work should look something like this. So I have 10 triple crochet stitches across the way. Remember that this chain 4 counts as 1, and I know right now it's curving a bit, but that will work itself out as we do more rows. Speaking of which, let's talk about row 2. To begin row 2, you will chain 4. Then we turn our work. Now you'll yarn over, you'll wrap the yarn twice, and remember that this first space here, that is the base of our chain 4, which is the base of our first triple crochet stitch. So we do not work into that. We work into the top of the very next stitch, which is showing itself right there. So all of the stitches should sit nicely one on top of the other. So I will now insert my hook into that stitch, yarn over to pull through, and as before, I'll have 4 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, and yarn over to pull through the final 2. So you can see that this stitch is sitting nicely on top of the previous stitch, or the stitch from the previous row. So we'll do that again. Yarn over twice, insert to pull through 4 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, so hopefully at this point you've kind of gotten the hang of it. It's basically just, in some ways it's like a double crochet with more loops to pull through. Okay, so all right, we're coming up to finish this row 2, so we can talk about going on to subsequent rows. And I'll meet you just before we get to the end of row 2, because there is can be a little bit funny there at the end. So remember, you're pulling through 2 loops a total of 3 times. We're coming up to the end of row 2, and we've got that chain 4 stitch to deal with. So you want to identify the top of your chain 4. Now sometimes from behind it's harder to see, so just feel free to turn it over slightly, and you can see that that is the top of your chain 4. So I will yarn over twice and then insert my hook, yarn over to pull through, and as always I have 4 loops. I pull through the first 2, yarn over to pull through the second 2, yarn over to pull through the final 2. And so there you go. this set of chain 4s are now straightening out. So remember how they were bowing out a bit? As you work subsequent rows, these edges will straighten themselves out. So as you can see, it's a tall stitch, it's a bit airy. It's really commonly used in stitches where it requires crossing other stitches. So for example, cable stitches are really big on using the triple crochets, which we will talk about soon enough. And or any crisscross stitches, lots of other variations. But it's a really neat stitch to know, to learn. It's a really neat stitch to learn and to know. It's not found as commonly in some of our general projects and things, but you do come across this stitch for various reasons. So it's really important to at least get familiar with it and make sure you can identify how to do it so that when the time comes, you'll be able to do it. Okay, so I'll just start you off again on the next row just to remind you. We will chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You turn your work and we begin going into the top of the very first stitch right here. Remember, that is the base of this stitch. Yarn over twice, insert, pull through, 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, yarn over, pull through the final 2. And I think you've gotten the gist of it by now. So guys, I hope that you have found this little quick tutorial quite helpful. And if you have any further questions, you know you can always leave me a comment in the comment box down below, or you can email me directly at info@crochetcrafty.com, and I'm always happy to help. In the meantime, make sure to click that subscribe button so you stay up to date every time we upload a new video. And we hope that you're also enjoying stitching along with us during some of our stitch session conversations. It's quite fun to sit and chat with people and get them familiarized with the craft of crochet as well. So in the meantime, everyone, have a wonderful day. Happy crocheting and take care.